All right, so now we're going to talk about how the algorithm works. So we've got the basics of it. We know why we do it. We know how much we're scoring for. Now we need to look at the process that ties it all together. And I've seen use this for the last, no, maybe, 12 years now. And I've seen really powerful and effective results for our clients. So the best thing of it is it's integrated and logical. So each part of the progress is addressed before looking at the next. So very straightforward. We only move in integrative testing, which is all the other tests after the main screens, if a client gets a score of a 1, 0 has pain or asymmetry. So 0 is pain or a major asymmetry. So for the active straight leg raise, if one side is a 3 and one side is a 1, we need to look at that one. Okay, there's 3 and 1. That's quite a big issue. Okay, so let's get into it. If someone has a score of 3, what we do is we train the movement pattern with the best exercise for the client's goal and strength level. We have all that documented. So, for example, if they've got a score of 3, active straight leg raise, the best exercise for strength is a full barbell deadlift. The best exercise for hypertrophy could be a Romanian deadlift because that's probably a little bit better for hypertrophy. The best exercise for power could be a kettlebell swing or a broad jump because they've got the movement capacity to do that versus a kettlebell deadlift, for example, which is pretty obvious stuff, right? So if they've got perfect movement, we just need to look at what's going to be the most applicable exercise to their goal. Because remember, more mobility always means more options. So score of 3, happy days, no additional testing or corrective exercises. Score of 2, if someone's a beginner, we start them at the lower end of the hierarchy because they've got further to climb. So we don't want to limit their climb straight away. If they're more advanced, we adjust based on their experience and strength level. So if someone's deadlifted 300 kilos and scores a 2, what I'm going to assume is they've got that tension as a result from deadlifting such heavy weight. And what we need to do from there is we need to look at from that they've got the capacity to do that movement despite the movement screens showing that. If it's a beginner, what will happen is they don't have the motor learning to actually hold that position. So then when they go into it, they're going to have a problem. So score 2 can be restrictions, can still be performed. So all good, it just depends on the context of the client. Now score 1, we need to perform the associated length tension and neuromuscular test specific to that movement pattern. So example could be the active straight leg raise or the ASLR. If they score 1, we want to assess the passive hamstring range of motion, their passive hip flexion, their trunk flexion movement pattern, and their prone hip extension neuromuscular pattern. After we identify the problems, we implement corrective strategies. So, cook hip lift. If we have a deficit in hip extension, we're going to give a cook hip lift, regardless of what their movement screen is telling us. So, if their movement screen is a 1, they haven't got very much movement, but they've actually got normal hamstring length, but they've got a poor prone hip extension, it means glute function is the problem there. We need to solve that. And if we pick the right corrective exercise, the client gets significant improvement straight away because we're not basing it on an idea, we're basing it on an actual test and some actual data. So I used to go through protocols where they do 4 weeks of lengthening, 4 weeks of stability, 4 weeks of integration. And then by moving to this model, we were able to take a 12-week progression down to a 2-week progression. So far more effective for people. Now, score of 0 means they have pain, so perform all the other assessments. So the thing that I want to talk about is pain may be because they're unfamiliar with the movement pattern or it's a new range of motion that the client hasn't actually looked at yet. So with that, we need to take care of that. And then once you do the correctives, the pain may go away. And that's okay. And what that happens, it means that increasing their strength and resilience is key. It means that they more than likely don't have tissue damage. Most clients, until they've done those isolated movement patterns, wouldn't even know they have an injury. So it's really important to look at there. Now, a ton of pain is a critical red flag, and if it improves quickly, you need to refer. If it doesn't improve quickly, you need to refer out. You need to get it assessed. We do teach in the second level of this course in 10 to 25K orthopedic assessments, and the orthopedic assessments again aren't to diagnose; it's to identify exactly where a client is, so we can refer them on to the right person very, very quickly. Okay, so it's a much faster way of doing things, and it allows you to still create a training effect in clients who may have an actual injury. So, just a summary of it: score of 3, go hard, train them hard, using the exercise that's appropriate for them. If the score of 2, use progressions based on client experience. If they're a beginner, start lower. If they're higher and they're more advanced, start with where they are. And then implement corrective strategies and retest to measure improvement in number 1s. And score of 0, address pain, refer out when necessary, and continue supporting that client in other areas to make sure they get the result that they came to you for.